Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel PowerAddiction. Today we're going to be installing the rear flip kit for the 1001 HKP by Belltech. It is the 1 to 3 inch lowering coilover in the front and a 4-inch flip in the back. So we're going to install that and everything should be good. Stay tuned. So this came today. I just got to get my butt in gear and install it. But this is the Mac Daddy of the Belltech kit. These are the shocks. They have the adjuster here and the adjuster here. So one's for rebound, one's for compression. We're going to find out which one is for which because I have no idea. We are going to be installing the rear flip kit. You got to remove the shocks with a 15 millimeter. You may on the bottom need a pliers or adjustables or something because you got to hold the bolt. But anyways, top one 15 millimeter, bottom one's 15 millimeters as well, and then just hold the nut or the bolt, whichever one you want. But Belltech flip kit going on now. So I took the U bolts off. Those are 21 millimeter, and the bracket that goes on the bottom. As you can see, the U bolts were right here and here, and then the bracket went on the bottom. So I took that off. I'm about to take off the leaf spring. The leaf spring's a little bit difficult. You got to cut the front bolt there on the back side here, actually, the nut. The bolt won't go all the way through. It'll hit the gas tank. Either you take down the gas tank or you cut that bolt. Should have came with a new bolt, hopefully. And then on the back, next thing we're going to do is remove the rear section of the leaf spring bolts. I believe it says to keep the one that's attached to the spring on, and remove this bolt. I gotta double check that. We'll see in here in a second. Yeah, so remove the bottom bolt here, leave the top leaf spring attached to the top of the bracket, and then that bolt is a 21 millimeter. So the bump stop is 13 millimeter. Got to remove both bump stops, replace it with the ones that come with it, with the kit. I'm waiting for my drill to charge so my saw to charge so I can cut that bolt. I started cutting it and it died. I'm using that. And then I got the back bolt out. So next thing we have to do, I got the leaf spring off. I cut the bolt. That's the bolt down there. Next thing we have to do is remove this, or next two things. Remove this bracket and then flip this. And be careful because this fucking leaf spring is heavy. When I say heavy, it probably weighs anywhere from 60 to 80 pounds. So these two bolts right here, we got to flip them. So do one at a time. Remove the bolt and nut. Flip the bolt the opposite direction and then put the nut on the bottom of the leaf spring. We have to do this so that it lines up with the new mounting bracket. Anyways, it has to be done. Do it. These bolts are 19 millimeter. Spray lots of WD-40 on them. Mine seem to be stuck. It says to grab the other side, the round nubs. These with pliers, I still don't think that's gonna help me get the bolts out yet. Gotta let that sit for a few. Alright, so this is the new one mounted onto the leaf spring. The old one is off. You can see how it's positioned. It's saying to remove the brake lines from the mount right here. I'm not sure exactly why yet, but we're gonna find out. And you gotta do it on both sides, so. It is a 10 millimeter. make sure that you install the bracket that comes with it here. And then this is the bump stop and the U-bolts with the shim in there. Large part to the front is what the instructions say. And the shock goes in its mounting place. Yep. And that's pretty much it for the rear flip kit. It's actually pretty simple. It's I don't know, it's easy. It's self-explanatory. You're basically pulling parts off and putting the same parts back on, just with different adapters, brackets. It's easy, man. Yeah, anybody can do it. You can do it. I promise you can do it.